but I'm recording them, and then I'm going to put them on YouTube so that you can catch up if you missed them. So I'll watch this space anyway. Okay, so nice strong core focus practice this morning. I know we all know what to expect, so we'll come to lying on our backs to start. Remember, unmute me if you need to. So come to lie back down on your back, lie flat, find that Savasana shape if that's okay with you. If you need to keep the knees bent though, you can keep the knees bent. And then just wriggle around and get comfortable. So one of the most important parts of our practice, isn't it? Just to stop before we start. So if you come to just lying down in Savasana and then bring your awareness in. Beginning to breathe in and out through the nose. And checking in with your physical body. So just scanning all the way from the crown of the head down to the tips of your toes. And noticing how everything feels. Are you tensing, holding, gripping anywhere that you can start to relax? And then just slowly beginning to lengthen and deepen the breath. Just trying to watch the air at the tip of the nose. So noticing the inhales as they come in, feel the sensation of the air within the nostrils and at the tip of the nose. And then on the way out as well, feel the sensation of the air. Okay, before we all start to get too comfortable and relaxed, we're going to start with some of those little bridge type things with crunches. So if you walk your heels in, setting up for a bridge pose, remember if your low back's a little bit sensitive, you can take the feet a little bit wider, but make sure that the outside edges of the feet are parallel. And then on the next inhale, we'll press into the feet, lift the arms up above the head, come up into bridge. And then as we exhale, lower. So we'll just do a couple with just a bridge, just to start to warm up. Feet above the head. And then exhale to lower. Keep going, inhale to lift. So you can just start to maybe increase the height of your bridge or not. Exhale, lower. Inhaling to lift. And exhaling to lower. Okay, we'll start to add on. So inhale to lift. Take the arms up above the head, exhale to lower. At the bottom, come up, crunch up. And then inhale, stretch the legs away. Exhale, lower them down towards the mat. Inhale, bring the heel into the bum. And then exhale, back to the bridge pose, setting up for bridge. And then inhale to lift. Back up to bridge. Exhale to lower, crunch up. Inhale, leg stretch away. Exhale, lower them down. Inhale, heels into the bum. Exhale, feet down, head and shoulders down. Inhale, back up to bridge. Exhale to lower, crunch up. Inhale, stretch the legs away. Exhale, lower them down. Inhale, heels into the bum. Exhale, feet down, head and shoulders down. And then inhale, straight back up. Exhale to lower, crunch up. Inhale, leg stretch away. Exhale, lower them down. Inhale, heels into the bum. Exhale, feet down, head and shoulders down. And then inhale, straight back up to bridge. Exhale, lower, crunch up, maybe a bit higher. Inhale, leg stretch away. Exhale, feet down. Inhale, heels to the bum. Exhale, release the head and shoulders down. And then inhale, straight back up. Exhale, lower, crunch up. Inhale, leg stretch away. Exhale, lower them down. Inhale, heels to the bum. Exhale, feet down, head and shoulders down. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, crunch up, maybe a bit higher. Inhale, leg stretch away. Exhale, lower the feet down. Inhale, heels into the bum. Exhale, feet down, head and shoulders down. And then just rest there for a moment and observe any sensation that you have. From there, just bring the knees into the chest and give yourself a little squeeze. A little bit of a back massage, maybe side to side with the knees. Circles, back and forth, just whatever feels nice as you starting to just gently massage into your low back. And then we'll take the legs straight up towards the ceiling. So try to keep the navel drawing in and the low back pressing down. Straight away, bring the navel in. Get as much of the low back down as you can. Inhale there. As we exhale, we'll lower the legs just about a third of the way, and then inhale to bring them back up. And then again, exhale to lower about a third of the way, inhale back up. Keep the navel drawing in, low back down, keep going, exhale lower, maybe a bit lower, inhale back up. Exhale to lower, maybe you're coming a bit further each time, maybe not, inhale, come up. Exhale to lower. So just keep going. Remember to keep the low back down. So we don't want to start to let the low back arch and lift, because as soon as we do that, we've kind of lost that core engagement, start to use our back. So be really aware of what's happening with your low back. And if it's too much coming low, then just don't come that low. Simple as. Maybe not so simple. Okay, keep going. Maybe you're coming a little bit lower each time, maybe not. Just really pay attention to what's happening in the low back and back of the shoulders as well. Keep them down. Okay, next time we lower the legs down, we're going to hold them there for 5, 4. Keep pressing the low back down. 3, 2, 1, and then release. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. I'm beginning to feel a bit warm already. Don't know about you. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little bit of a back massage. Okay, legs straight up again. And then point through the toes. So if we point our toes, we start to engage more of the legs as well. So strongly pointing through the toes. Navel's drawing in, low back is pressing down. And we're going to start to draw figure of 8s with the feet. So it can get a little bit confusing. Don't sort of really worry about it, but just kind of starting with a bit of a figure of 8 shape. Keeping the navel drawing in and the low back pressing down. And then maybe you start to think about picking the hips up as you come through that center point. So you have to really draw the navel in and lift the hips up. And then simple little exercise starts to get quite a lot more intense. So again, just stay in control. Maybe you can lift the hips a little bit higher each time you come through center. And then we've gone one way with our figure of 8. So now it gets really confusing when you start to go back the other way. Do your best. A really nice way, you can feel it, I'm sure, targeting right down into the low abdomen. It's quite a sort of notoriously hard bit to access. So have a break if you need to, and we're going to keep going for another 5, 4, 3, challenge your coordination in 2, and 1, and then come back to center, reach the arms up. Can you bring the head and shoulders up, lift the hips up, and then try to get your fingertips towards the toes as much as you can. Take another breath there and then release, come down, have a rest. Draw the knees in, give yourself a little squeeze. Any little back massage that you need there, then you can take it. Okay, release the feet down, take the arms out to the side in a T. Inhale as we exhale, bring the right arm underneath the left. So we come into that eagle, reclined eagle. So your version with the arms, if you can wrap the forearms, great. If not, don't worry about it. And then right leg crosses over. Maybe you tuck the toes behind the left shin. Reset your low back here. So draw the navel in, press the low back down. Inhale on the floor, exhale, crunch up. Inhale, come back down. 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 Exhale, crunch up. I've lost count, so we'll keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then hold it there. 5. Navel's drawing in. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then release, come down, uncross, unwind, take a break just for a moment. Just observe the sensation that you have, and that's surprisingly strong as well, isn't it? Take the arms straight out from the shoulders, inhale, exhale, left arm under, your version of eagle arms. Wrapping the forearms, maybe, hands come to the shoulders, cross the left leg over, tuck the toes maybe, reset the low back, navel draws in, low back presses down, inhale on the floor, exhale, crunch up, inhale, come back down, 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 exhale, crunch up. Okay, keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, And 1, and then hold it there. 5. Navel in. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release. Come down, unwind, uncross. Just have a rest for a moment. Do whatever you need to. Bring the knees into the chest. Whatever, maybe some hip circles with the knees or just anything that feels nice. Okay, taking the hands behind the thighs, we'll start to rock back and forward. So I'm coming straight into this. I know how much we love this. And start to think about reaching the arms forward as you come up. And then maybe think about trying to find your feet as you come up. And then you're going to come all the way up into chair pose. I know, easy peasy. It gets easier the more that we do that. Okay, make sure you can see your toes in your chair. So if you can't, weight back more in the heels, upper arms lift. Start to think about drawing the sit bones to the backs of the knees. Inhale in chair, exhale coming into forward bend. So abdomen and ribs to the thighs. Completely relax the weight of your head and neck there. And just get rid of this notification so I can see you all. Okay, so you could come into ragdoll pose. You could take your elbows. You could begin to just sway a little bit from side to side. Nod your head yes, gently shake it no. And then from there we'll release the arms, either tuck the chin to roll up or lift the chin press down through the feet, and then we'll keep the arms coming out, around and up, reach up and gaze up. And then exhale and release the arms down. Okay, inhale, take the arms out, around and up. Bring the palms roughly shoulder width facing towards each other. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, as we exhale, a little side bend over to the right. So pressing harder into the left foot and then reaching a little bit more through the left fingertips. Try to really get as much length as you can on the left-hand side of the body. Maybe the left hip kicks out a little bit to the left. Then you can turn your gaze up as well there. Just holding that there for about 3 breaths. Maybe you can come a little bit further. Try to stay heavy in that left foot. Okay, inhaling to come back up, exhaling, little side bend over to the left. So again, same thing, the hip might kick out a little bit, be heavy in that right foot, get as much length as you can on the right hand side of the body, and then maybe you turn the gaze up. It's always amazes me how much difference that makes, just turning the position of the head. Try and stay heavy in that right foot though. Okay, inhaling to come back up, and then exhaling to release the arms down, just gently rolling the shoulders, and then inhale coming into a chair pose. Utkatasana, my favourite. And if you really find this challenging or hate chair, I've heard that quite a lot, hate chair. If you hate chair, try to find something that you like about it. It's one of our most strengthening poses, isn't it? Can you come deeper? Make sure that the knees aren't collapsing in or drifting open. Upper arms lift. Sit bones to the backs of the knees. Inhale, chair. As we exhale, we're going to come all the way down. So use your hands if you need to. That as well gets easier when you get used to it. And then you'll meet me in a half chair. Remember, in half chair, all chairs, to keep the chest lifted, so not to start to let the low back round. Keep the chest lifted, shoulders relaxed, arms reach forward, and then the shins lift as well. Inhaling your half chair. As we exhale, come down to Ardha Navasana, so the low back is pressing down, and then inhale, can you raise the right leg up, exhale to lower it. Inhale, raise the left leg up, exhale to lower it, and then come all the way back, take the hands behind the thighs, start to rock back and forward. Getting yourself that momentum again, loads of practice for this, and then see if you can come all the way up, back into chair pose, upper arms lift, sit bones to the backs of the knees, gaze up, inhale, and then exhale and release. Okay, inhale straight back to chair, check the knees, make it a nice deep chair. Big inhale, exhale to lower all the way down, find your bum, use your hands if you need to, meet me in half chair. Chest lifts. If you're feeling strong this morning, you can always just see if you want to straighten the legs. It's up to you. I'll let you decide. Nice and soft in the hands. Inhale, exhale, come down to Ardha Navasana. Inhale, the right leg lifts up. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, the left leg lifts up. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, exhale, come all the way back, and then start to get that momentum going again. So you just start to find your feet. Use your hands if you need to. The more we practice it, the easier it gets. Honestly, upper arms lift. Sit bones to the backs of the knees. Check the knees are doing the same thing. Inhale there, exhale to lower slowly. with control. Come all the way down. Meet me in half boat. Lift your chest. Lift up out the low back. Keep that softness in the hands. Inhale. Exhale, come down to Ardha Navasana. Okay, this time in Ardha Navasana, we're going to straddle the legs first, and then inhale the right leg up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, straddle the legs, and then come back down onto your back. Take the hands behind the thighs, start to rock. Back and forward. Release the hands. Start to reach the arms forward. Maybe you find your feet a little bit more quickly. Maybe not. Find your chair pose. Shoulder blades down the back, ribs in. Sit bones to the backs of the knees. Inhale. Exhale, come down all the way. Slowly-ish. Crash land. Find a half boat. Lift the chest up. Softness with the hands, shins lift as well. Cheat if you need to, as always in your half boat. Inhale, exhale, come down for Ardha Navasana. Inhale, straddle the legs. Exhale, bring them back together. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, straddle the legs, bring them back together. And then exhale, release. Come down to the mat, hands behind the thighs. Start to rock. Back and forward last time we're doing this, so make it a good one. Find your feet. Come all the way back up to chest. Draw the sit bones to the backs of the knees, upper arms lift. So none of us are cold anymore, I'm sure. Make it a nice deep chair if you can. Gaze up. Inhale, exhale, and release. Well done. If you need to roll the shoulders or shake out the legs, then shake out the legs. Okay, sun salutations feel really easy now. So I'm going to do just a couple of sun salutation eggs. So inhale, take the arms up above the head and gaze up. As you exhale, hinge forward. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale to step or jump back. You can come down through the knees or chaturanga. Inhaling for a back bend, up dog or cobra. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. Doesn't it feel nice to get to downward facing dog 1? You can always modify this as well if you need to. Remember to think about shoulder blades moving up your back. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale to look forward, step, hop, float, or walk forward. And then once you're there, forward bend. Inhaling to come up, bringing the hands to touch, and then exhale. Okay, straight into the next one. Inhale, arms up. As you exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Come down through the knees or chaturanga, or skip the vinyasa as always if you want to. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1. So tune in now to how the whole of your body feels. 2. Thinking about pushing the mat away with the hands. 3. 4. And 5. Okay, inhale, take the right leg up behind you, and then as you exhale, bring the knee to the nose and squeeze. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze. Inhale, stretch back, and then as we exhale, this time we'll step the foot forward. So helping it if you need to, as always. Turn the left foot out and root it down, and then inhale, we'll find a warrior 1. And then sink into that front knee, outer right hip shapes, that left hip presses forward. All of that stuff that I always waffle on and on about in warrior 1. Lower ribs soften in. Can you find that line at the front of your torso? Lift and lengthen. Start to think about the fingertips reaching up towards the ceiling. Okay, from our warrior 1, we'll pivot to the ball of the foot, back foot, and find a crescent lunge. And you can always interchange between those 2 poses. If you have knee problems and warrior 1 doesn't work for you, you can always interchange here anyway. Okay, inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to come down onto the fingertips. Transfer the weight into the right foot and lift the left leg. Have a look back, see your toes are pointing down so that you're not outwardly rotating the hip. Adjust the hands so that the wrists are below the shoulders. And then can you lift up out of your right hip here? If you need to use blocks or use blocks to bring, or anything to bring the floor closer, of course you do that as well. Lift up out of the right hip, chest lengthens forward. Inhale, exhale, bring the knee to the nose and squeeze, curl up. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze, curl up. Inhale, stretch back, chest lengthens forward. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, knee to nose and squeeze and hold it. Try to really get that shoulder blade protraction going. Hold it for 5. Really squeeze in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then inhale, stretch the leg back, lengthen the chest forward. We start to soften into the right knee, reach back with the left foot, and then find crescent lunge again. So nice deep crescent lunge, adjust the feet, take your time to get there, feel comfortable, let the wobbles happen as well. Okay, from our crescent lunge, shoulder blades draw down the back, remember ribs in, heavy in the tailbone. Inhale, exhale, dip down, not all the way. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, dip down, not all the way. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, dip down, not all the way. Inhale, come up. Exhale, dip down. See if you can hover there and hold it for 5, 4, keep the ribs in, 3, 2, and 1. And then softly let the left knee come down, untuck the toes, find a low lunge there. So hips are moving forward and down, outer right hip shapes back, shoulder blades down the back. And then we're going to release the right hand to the outside of the right thigh. Inhale to reach up through the left fingertips, and then exhale, coming over to the right for a little side bend. Bit of scissoring action with the legs helps you to stay stable there. Can you lift up out of that left hip as well? And then maybe turn your gaze up as well there. Okay, inhaling to come back up for low lunge. As you exhale, bring the fingertips down. We'll tuck the toes left foot, turn the left foot out and root it down, and then come straight into side angle. So you can keep the right hand down, or you can bring the elbow to the knee and then come into that version of side angle, if that feels better for you. Just check the details, make sure you're not leaning forward, so there's that tendency for the chest to face down in side angle. Turn the chest open. It's an open face twist, really. A sit bone, a tailbone even, to the back of the left heel. Any amount, left side ribs draw back, right side ribs press forward. Front knee is still opening out there as well. Never thought we'd be taking a rest in side angle. Okay, look down to your right foot. Inhale, press in, come to warrior 2, and then sink deeper into your warrior 2. Big inhale, and then as we exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands down. You can go straight to a downward facing dog, you can take a rest, or you could come through your vinyasa. So completely up to you. Make it as hard and not as you want. Inhale up, double cobra. And then exhale back and downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up, and then exhale knee to nose and squeeze. Inhale, stretch back, exhale, knee to nose, squeeze. Inhale, stretch back, and then exhale, stepping the left foot forward, turn the right foot out, root it down. We'll find warrior 1 first. So inhale, arms sweep forward and up, and then exhale to sink into that front knee, outer left hip back, right hip presses forward. Can you ground down into that outer right heel as well? Remember that the ribs are softening in there as well. Okay, converting to our crescent lunge, so ball of the foot, back foot. Inhale, exhale, come down onto the fingertips, take the weight into the left foot, lift the right leg, look back, see the toes. Make sure that you are not outwardly rotating that hip, so toes point down, the hip should be nice and square. Inhale, exhale, bring the knee to the nose and squeeze. Inhale, stretch back, lengthen the chest forward. Exhale, knee to nose and squeeze. Inhale, stretch back, exhale, knee to nose, squeeze. Inhale, stretch back, exhale, knee to nose, squeeze. Inhale, stretch back, exhale, knee to nose, squeeze, and hold it. So really try and get that shoulder blade protraction going. 5, ribs are drawing in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then inhale, stretching back, softening into the front knee, reach back with the right foot. And then we wobble our way back up for crescent. Well done. Outer left hip back, all of that stuff. And then inhale, as you exhale, dip down, not all the way. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, dip down, not all the way. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, dip down, not all the way. Inhale, back up. And then exhale, dip down. This time we'll hold it. 5, 4. Can you hover there? 3, 2, and 1. And then softly let the right knee come down. Untuck the toes. And let the hips sink forward and down. So again, just take a moment to sort of settle into your low lunge pose. Okay, left hand down to the outside of the left thigh. Inhale, reach up through the right fingertips. And then as you exhale, a little side bend over to the left, lifting up out of that right hip. Maybe you turn your gaze up there as well. Scissoring action with the legs helps you to stabilise there a little bit. But inhaling to come back up, arms up. And then exhale, release the fingertips down, tuck the toes, right foot, lift the knee. Right foot turns out, root it down. And then your version of side angle pose. So do the elbow to knee or keep the hand on the floor or a block, up to you. Adjust the tailbone so that you're pointing it to the back of the right heel, and then turn your chest. Any amount, turn your chest. Shoulder draws down away from the ear. Again, we never thought we'd be enjoying a rest in a side angle pose. Keep the front knee opening out. Okay, looking down to your left foot, inhale, press in, come to warrior two, and then sink into your warrior two. Inhale there. As we exhale, find your way back to downward facing dog. However you want to get there is up to you. So through vinyasa, use the knees, whatever. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale back, downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1, so just begin to let your breath settle. 2, think about pressing the mat away with your hands. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, inhale to ripple it forward to plank. So stepping the feet together in your plank if you can. Use the knees as well here if you need to. And if you've got wrist issues, you can always do more forearm plank, which isn't the best, because I think that's maybe a little bit harder. But really suck the ribs in, suck the navel in. Kneecaps draw up the front of the thighs, inner thighs squeeze towards each other. Engage your glutes there as well. And get that little bit of shoulder blade protraction going in your plank. So you're lifting and spreading between the shoulder blades, and that helps us to really find that core engagement. Lengthen out through the crown of the head here. Okay, so you can stay with this standard plank if you want to, or you're going to inhale, press into the hands and lift and spread between the shoulder blades, bring the chin to the chest, and let us C plank, and then release back, standard plank. Inhale, exhale, C plank. Inhale, back to standard plank, exhale, C plank. Inhale, back to standard plank, exhale, C plank. Inhale, back to standard plank, exhale, C plank. Inhale back to standard plank, and then exhale, let the knees come down, tuck the elbows in and slowly lower. Think about the chest lengthening forward. Don't let the shoulders come low, then the elbows stop. And then inhale, push back up. And then again, exhale, slowly lower, chest forward, elbows in. Don't let the shoulders come low, then the elbows stop. Inhale, come back up. So you should feel here your triceps really working. We're learning to really engage the triceps. It's going to help us with our chaturanga, of course. Okay, this time we'll come all the way down. Take it slowly. Come all the way down. Untuck the toes. And rest. Well done. Let the heels drop out. Shoulder heads can roll forward. And just take a break, just for a breath or two. Observe how everything feels. Take a nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. And again, nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. Okay, so it depends on how your back is, but so be careful with the back bends always. And I know I'm a stuck record, and I know that we know what we're doing, but we can always get carried away, can't we? So just pay attention. And if you wanted to just stick to the less intense back bends, then you can do, of course. Okay, otherwise, in fact, we'll start just very quickly with a cobra, just to make sure that we're all totally warmed up. Bring the hands level with the shoulders. Elbows hug in. It's like they're glued to the sides of the ribs. Shoulder heads roll back. Shoulder blades squeeze in. Already the heart center is moving forward. Tailbone is tucking under, scooping it forward, and your sit bones are lengthening. A little bit of pressure into the tops of the feet. Energetically, hands draw back and the chest presses forward even more. Notice the sensation when you do that we get used to engaging the posterior chain in our back bends, and that's what we want to do all the time. That's going to protect our spine. It's going to make us stronger. It makes our back bends safer. So try to always keep that action with the pelvis tucking and then the heart center moving forward. Okay, taking a breath and then releasing and coming back down. Okay, we're going to come to Salabhasana now. So if you don't like it, you know your back doesn't like it, stick to the cobra. Otherwise, we're going to reach our arms forward for this version. Superman, as I like to call this. I do make some of them up, I think. So Superman with your arms forward. And then start that action, tailbone tucks under, sit bones lengthen. Inhale, head and shoulders up. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears, reach forward through the fingertips, and then maybe you bring the legs up as well. But you're still trying to get that lengthening action in the lower half of the body. Reach your way through the toes, reach your way through the fingertips. Inhale, you come up a little bit higher in your Salabhasana. And then as we exhale, we'll come straight into a Sphinx pose. So elbows below the shoulders, forearms in a number 11. Stay in Sphinx or tuck the toes and come into Dolphin Plank. Make sure in your Dolphin Plank that the whole of the front body is drawn to the back body. Inner thighs are squeezing towards each other, glutes engage as well. So the more that we get all that going, the less intense it is for the upper body. Lengthen out through the crown of the head. And I know I say this all the time, but always see people doing this wrong in the gym, and I want to go in and tell them, always doing it wrong in the gym. So make sure that you know what to do. You're not sagging and drooping anywhere. Engage. Okay, take another breath, Dolphin Plank, and then knees down. Come all the way down, arms forward. Superman. Inhale to lift the arms up, shoulders down away from the ears. Maybe bring the legs in as well, Salabhasana, keep that action, all of it. Inhale, maybe come up a bit higher. Exhale, elbows below the shoulders for your Sphinx. Stay with Sphinx and have a break, or tuck the toes and come back into Dolphin Plank, Dolphin Plank. Okay, and then if you wanted to add on in your Dolphin, you can bring the weight back and forward. So this is like this sort of soaring action, isn't it? But make sure that the ribs are really sucking in, so you don't start to collapse around the mid-body, because that's what we all do, unless you've got me going on and on and on. Okay, so come down and have a rest if you need to, or we're going to keep going with the soaring action for 5, 4, keep really drawing the ribs in, 3, 2, and 1, and then let the knees come down, come all the way down. Arms straight forward. Inhale to lift the upper body up, shoulders down. Maybe the legs come up as well. Make it Salabhasana if you want to. Maybe you come up a little bit higher, Salabhasana. Inhale, exhale, elbows below the shoulders, forearms in number 11, Sphinx. Stay with Sphinx or tuck the toes and come into Dolphin Plank again. So we can add on to Dolphin Plank as much or little as we want to. This time you might want to do the soaring action with one leg lifted. If you lift the right leg, make sure the toes point down again, and you can soar there with one leg up, even harder. 5, 4, 3, 2, foot down, knees down, come all the way down, arms straight forward. Somehow when I talk, it makes it easier. I know that sounds bizarre. Okay, arms straight forward. Inhale, lift the upper body, shoulders down, legs lift. Superman a little bit higher, Salabhasana. Inhale, exhale, elbows below the shoulders. Hang out in Sphinx if you're getting tired. If you want to, come back to your Dolphin Plank. And then this time, if you lifted the right leg, we'll lift the left leg. Keep the toes pointing down, and then that soaring action. For 5, keep the ribs sucking in. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then left foot down, knees down, come all the way down, just rest completely. Take your arms down by your side, shoulder heads roll forward, heels drop out, completely rest. So observe the sensation in your body. Probably lots of sensation, especially around the ribs. Just let it all settle down. And if you let the heels drop out, that is nice for your low back, hopefully. Just completely rest for a moment. Okay, when you're ready, we'll come back to our Dolphin. And you can always stay with Sphinx. So remember, and it's the good thing about being at home, isn't it? You can do whatever. Okay, so forearms in a number 11, stay with Sphinx. Remember in Sphinx, you've still got all of that action going on lower half of the body, ribs are drawing in, otherwise we'll come back to Dolphin Plank. Okay, and then suck the ribs in. You can always do the supported versions of these. So you're working on your strength, the knees can be down. And when you come to the side version just now, you can always drop the knee as well. So the right knee can come down if you want to. Or we're going to come straight over onto the outside edge of the right foot. Stack the feet or stagger the feet. Try and get your right elbow below the shoulder. And then the left arm reaches up. Lift the left hip up. Draw the right elbow back to the feet and the feet to the elbow. So you're really squeezing in there. And then lift up even more. I'm quite wobbly. I need to stagger my feet this morning. Okay, inhale. Exhale, bring the left arm under, tuck it, touch the back of the right shoulder. And then inhale, open up. Exhale, tuck it, back of the right shoulder. Inhale, open up. Exhale, tuck it. Inhale, open up. Exhale, tuck it. Inhale, open up. Start to feel your obliques. We're going to keep going here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then unwind back to dolphin plank. Rest if you need to. Try not to cheat like I just did. And then left knee can come down, or you can come onto the outer edge of the left foot. Try to stack that left elbow below the shoulder. Stack the feet, hardest version. Stagger the feet slightly less hard. Reach the right fingertips up, reach the right hip up. Okay, left elbow, it's like you're trying to squeeze it towards the feet and the feet are squeezing back to the left elbow. Inhale. Exhale, bring the right arm and touch the back of the left shoulder. Inhale, open up. Exhale, tuck under. Inhale, open up, exhale, tuck under. Inhale, open up, exhale, tuck under. Inhale, open up, I've lost count, exhale, tuck under. Inhale, open up, exhale, tuck under. Inhale, open up, and then exhale, unwind, back to dolphin plank. Take a rest if you need to. Otherwise, can you walk your feet in and come more into dolphin? So this is a really great way to be working on our inversions, isn't it, in this dolphin position, because we've got to learn to really activate the shoulders. So your head shouldn't be anywhere near the mat. Push and lift up out of the shoulders. And then if you even want more, you can bring the weight forward and back. Forward and back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Keep lifting up out of the shoulders though, whatever you do. And then we'll walk the feet back to dolphin plank. Can you stay with your dolphin plank? Keep stacking the ribs in, hold it, 5. Reach back through the heels, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then knees down, come all the way down. Have a rest, arms down by your side, shoulder heads roll forward, heels drop out. Okay, just completely rest. Exactly, just let the whole of your body feel really heavy there. And I know dolphin plank is a killer, but that, Navasana and chair, 3 key poses that we need to learn to love. Okay, so let's just do a couple more sort of classic back bends now, just to work on that, strengthening the posterior chain as well. And you can make them as intense as you want to, as always. Okay, so I am going to go for a high cobra. So the heels of the hands are level with the low ribs. You could go for a low cobra if you wanted to. You could go back to Sphinx if you wanted to. Okay, heels of the hands level with the ribs, elbows in. And then that little action, pressure into the tops of the feet, tailbone tucks under and is trying to scoop forward. And then inhale, press into the hands, come up, high cobra. So the knees are still down. You can think about collarbones widening, upper arms come back, lifting up out of the shoulders in your high cobra. Inhale, exhale, little turn with the head to look over the right shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, look over the left shoulder. Inhale, back to center, and then exhale to come all the way back down. So you can do that in the low cobra as well, can't you? Okay, and then I'm going to move it up a level to upward facing dog. You can do the same, or you don't need to, so it's up to you. Hands come a bit lower for upward facing dog. Forearms perpendicular. Shoulder heads roll back. Get that action with the lower half of the body. Pressure into the tops of the feet. Inhale to push and come all the way up, upward facing dog. Inner thighs lift, push into that area at the base of the toes, collarbones widen, upper arms come back, lift up out of the shoulders, smiling, upward facing dog, easy peasy. Somebody's left. Jill, sorry. Okay, don't leave you in upward facing dog. Make your way to downward facing dog from there. Sorry, Jill, hope you're back in. Okay, back to downward facing dog. And then finally we can appreciate a downward facing dog for the resting pose that it is, can't we? Start to move. Sorry, Jill. Hope that you weren't out there too long. Start to move in your downward facing dog. So it's funny this. I love seeing beginners' faces. When I first tell people that downward facing dog is a rest, you see the look you get. And then now at this stage of the practice, we can really appreciate the rest that we get in downward facing dog. So just move in any way that you want to. Sway into the hips. Do whatever feels nice there. Okay, on the next inhale, take the right leg up behind you. And then as you exhale, step it forward. Make sure you're not on a tightrope, but just the feet. And then we'll wobble our way up from present. And then sink into the front knee. Outer right hip shaves back, left hip forward. Ribs in, shoulder blades down the back. Okay, so we're going to hang out for a little bit in crescent. Actually feels like a rest as well. After everything that we've been doing, heavy in the tailbone, ribs in. Just take a moment to settle in, to feel the whole of your body in your pose. Is there anywhere that you're not engaging or you're not feeling? And find some engagement, find some more length, maybe sides of the waist, sides of the ribs, shoulder blades down the back. Be aware of every little part of your body. Okay, wobble, wobble. You can wobble around as well, of course. Keeping the arms where they are. Caution if you have a bad back, actually. So if you have a bad back, you can release the hands to the waist. It's a little bit less intense. Otherwise, we'll keep the arms up above the head. Inhale, exhale, come forward and hover over the right thigh. Chest lengthens forward. And then inhale, come back up. Wobble, wobble. Have to reset the feet. Exhale, come down, hover. Chest lengthens forward, ribs in. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale, come forward and hover, ribs in. Reach through the fingertips, chest lengthens forward. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, come forward and hover. We'll hold it for 5, ribs in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then from there, can you transfer the weight into the right foot? And then find a warrior 3. Arms can come out to the side or keep them reaching forward if you've got space. I don't have space. And then from warrior 3, inhale, exhale, soften into the front leg, reach back with the left, back to your present lunge. Well done. The bum will be feeling that, I'm sure. Ribs in. Inhale there. Exhale, meet me in a downward facing dog. Get there however you want to. Of course. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale back. Downward facing dog, and then inhale the left leg up, and exhale to step it forward. Make sure you're not on a tightrope, adjust, and then inhale, wobble your way up from present. Outer left hip back, right hip forward, ribs in. Feel the whole of your body in your present lunge. Again, we never thought we'd find the day where it feels like a bit of a rest, just come into crescent. Shoulder blades down, ribs in, fingertips up to the ceiling. Okay, so if your back is sensitive, a little bit less intense to bring the hands to the waist and maybe not come as far as well. So adjust it if you need to. Inhale, exhale, come forward and hover over the left leg, ribs in, chest forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come forward, hover, ribs in, chest forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come forward, hover, ribs in. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come forward and hover, hold it, ribs in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to take all the way into the left foot. Lift the right leg and find a warrior 3. Try to drop that outer right hip down. Lift up out of the left hip. Inhale, exhale to soften into the left leg, reach back to present lunge. And then feel the present lunge, adjust it when you get there. Inhale, present lunge, exhale, downward facing dog, get there however you want to. Through a vinyasa or not, inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale back, downward facing dog, take 5 breaths. 1. So try to just come back to that nice fluidity of breath, in and out through the nose. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then inhale, take the right leg up, exhale to step it forward again, set up for crescent. Inhale, wobble your way up for crescent. Same thing, we're going to do that hovering. Hands to the waist is slightly less intense, so do that version if you need to. Try to keep the hips square. Inhale, exhale, come forward and hover. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come forward, hover. Chest is lengthening forward. Inhale, back up. Exhale, come forward and hover. Inhale, back up. Exhale, come forward, hover, hold it for 5. So really try to suck the ribs in. 4, chest is lengthening forward. 3, 2, 1. And then inhaling to take all of the weight into the right foot, lift the left leg, outer left hip drops down. Thought I'd given myself more space this time, but no. Arms can come out to the side or you can reach them forward. And then this time inhaling, bringing the left knee into the chest and coming upright. Squeeze that left knee in. And then maybe your arms come back up there as well. Can you really squeeze that left knee a little bit closer in? You can stretch the leg out if you have the room to do that. And then inhale, as we exhale with control, like slow motion, start to soften into the front knee, reaching back with the left leg. Take it really slowly if you can, and gently, and come back to crescent lunge. And then from our crescent lunge, inhale, exhale, open warrior 2 to the left. So adjust it and come wider maybe. And then from our warrior 2, inhale, reach forward and find the length of the right arm. And then you could come to this version of side angle with the elbow to the knee and the left arm over. Or if you want to really work your core, you can go hands free side angle. Try to find length on the right hand side of the body. Can you turn your chest there? Inner left thigh lifts. Don't forget about the legs as well, but lengthen even more if you can. Right side ribs, turn your gaze up as well maybe. And then looking down to your right foot, inhale, press in. Back to warrior 2 for rest. Exhale, sink into warrior 2. Inhale and then exhale. Hands down, meet me in downward facing dog. Getting there however you wish. Inhaling for a back bend, up dog or cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Wobble your way up for crescent. And then sink into it. Feel the whole of the pose. So try to observe the places where you kind of go to sleep or shrink. Find those places and find the engagement and lift everything up from your foundation. Okay, release the hands to the waist if you need to. Otherwise, inhale, exhale, come forward and hover. Ribs in, chest forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come forward, hover. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come forward, hover. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come forward, hover, hold it. 5, ribs in, chest forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Transfer all the weight into the left foot. Find warrior 3. Arms out to the side. Lift up out that hip. Outer right hip drops down. And then this time we bring the knee into the chest. Still staying on the left leg. Hands to heart center. Arms up, maybe. Try to maintain that nice fluidity with the breath. Inhaling there and then exhale slow motion as we start to maneuver our way back to our crescent lunge silently. Well done. Okay. From crescent lunge, inhale, exhale, warrior 2 to the right for a rest. And then from warrior 2, inhale, reach forward with the left arm. Do the elbow to knee version or both arms up and over, hands free. Lengthen the left hand side of the torso, turn the chest, front knee opens out, inner right thigh lifts as well. And that's surprisingly strong. Feel core, you'll all find it really easy now, I imagine. Okay, inhaling back to warrior 2. Exhale to sink deeper, and then inhale, exhale, hands down. Meet me in downward facing dog. Get in there however you want to. Of course, inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale back, downward facing dog. 5 breaths, let your breath settle. 1, bring the shoulders away from the ears. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I'm going to do that little movement that we really struggle with. Hopefully it gets a little bit easier every time. Sorry for Jane, you've done this once this week already on Tuesday morning, but hopefully it gets a little bit easier every time. Inhale, take the right leg up, and then exhale to step it forward. So coming into our runner's lunge. Chest is lengthening forward. Okay, do your best, remember. Inhale, take the weight into the right foot, left knee comes into the chest, and then we stretch the left leg forward. Exhale. Inhale, maneuver it all the way back, runner's lunge. Yeah, it's getting easier for me, little by little. Hips down, chest forward. Inhaling, taking the weight into the right foot, left knee into the chest, left leg stretches forward, exhale. And then inhale, maneuver your way back, runner's lunge. Okay, we'll do one more of those on this side. Inhale, take the weight into the right foot, left knee into the chest. Exhale, stretch the left leg forward. And then inhale, find your way back, runner's lunge. And then while we're in our runner's lunge, just have a nice little twist. Left hand down, right arm up. Very nice twist. Again, resting in some of the more intense poses. Press that left hand into the mat to lift up away from the mat. Inhale, exhale, unwind. Meet me in downward facing dog. Get there however you want to. Come through a vinyasa or not. Use the knees or whatever. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog, and then inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward, runner's lunge. So you can always stick with a runner's lunge if you wanted to. As you know, you can do whatever. So this is my harder side for this. It's amazing what a big difference there is actually between sides, isn't there? Okay, taking the weight into the left foot, inhale, and then right knee into the chest, stretch the leg forward if you have space, exhale. And then maneuver your way back, runner's lunge. So it's kind of a bit of everything, this, isn't it? It's core, hip flexors, that shoulder blade protraction and coordination as well. And strength, of course. Okay, inhale, take the weight into the left foot, right knee into the chest. Right leg stretches forward, exhale. Inhale, maneuver your way back, runner's lunge. And then same thing again, weight into the left foot, inhale, right knee into the chest, right leg stretches forward, exhale, and then inhale, back to runner's lunge. Again, then we'll find that nice little twist here, so right hand down, left arm up. And widen across the collarbones, lift the back of the right thigh. Okay, inhale, exhale, unwind, finding your way to downward facing dog, getting there however you wish. Inhaling for a back bend, up dog or cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog, and then inhale, look forward. Step, hop, float, or walk forward. And then once you're there, forward bend, inhaling to come up. Bringing the hands to touch, and then exhale. Well done, folks. How am I doing? Okay, it's still good. We're going to come down through chair pose. Hopefully it's getting easier. Skip it if you want to, use the hands if you need to. Okay, find chair. Let's find a nice deep chair. Fingertips down and then arms up. Inhale, exhale slowly, slowly, slowly. Don't let the knees collapse in. Snap, crackle and hop. Meet me in half boat, which actually begins to feel a bit easier, doesn't it? Ish. Lift the chest, lift up out of the low back, keep the shins lifted. And then from there, inhale, exhale, release the feet down, come all the way down. Okay, so these we make as hard or not as we want. From here, it's a little bit similar to that crunch that we do at the beginning. So heels in, feet a little bit wider if your back is sensitive. So you just give yourself a bit more space. Navel draws in, press the low back down. So that's really important to get that action, low back down. Okay, inhale on the floor, exhale, crunch up. Bring the chin to the chest, because that should feel better for your neck. So if you've got the chin right at your chest, it's a bit kinder to the back of the neck. And we can just pulse here to begin with for 10. I think this is a bit of a Pilates type thing to do, isn't it? 9. I wouldn't know, really. 8. 7, I think I've been told it is. 6, except you breathe all wrong in Pilates. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, you can either stay there, stay with that. You can come down and have a rest, or you stretch the legs away and keep the low back grounded, hollow body, suck the ribs in, make the upper body concave. And then if you wanted to here, you can make it even more intense by rocking around from hip to hip, moving. Maybe you take the arms up even harder again. And then fingertips behind the thighs. Inhale, come back up for half boat for rest. Lift the chest. Lift up out of the low back, shins lift. Inhale, exhale to release the feet down. Come all the way down. Walk the heels in. And then you can either stay here if you want, of course, or exhaling on the floor, inhaling to come up, chin to the chest, pulse it there, 10, but keep the low back really grounded, 9. It can be tiny movements, shoulders are relaxed, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stay there, carry on with that, have a rest, or stretch the legs away, keep the low back down, suck everything in. Maybe you can start to really challenge yourself here and move around. And you feel the whole of your core ignite. Okay, then fingertips behind the thighs. Inhale, come back up, have a rest in half boat, lift the shins. And then exhale, come down. I'm just going to do one more of that. And I know I say this a lot, but that is, if you're really working on handstands and stuff like that, that really is, it's what all the gymnasts do, isn't it? Hollow body. It's hard. Come down. Heels in. And then same again. If things are bothering your neck, then you just skip that. You can always support the head as well, actually, might help. Chin to the chest should help a little bit. Okay, navel in, low back pressing down. Inhale on the floor, exhale, come up, pulse it. 10, keep everything sucking in even when you're pulsing. 9, 8, 7, shoulders are relaxed. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That might be enough for you, so have a rest, stay there, or legs away. Low back presses down, everything sucks in, and you start to move in any way in your hollow body. You can even kind of rock back and forth if you feel strong enough, if you can still move. And then fingertips behind the thighs, inhale, come up for half boat, lift the chest, shoulder blades down the back, lift up out of the low back, shins lift, and then from there, can you squeeze the knees in? I mean, really squeeze. And that's hard. Okay, those of us that are working on jump throughs and stuff, in Ashtanga particularly, but in a lot of the vinyasa type as well, this really helps with the jump through. You want to be able to squeeze those knees right in. Hip flexors, core. Okay, release, cross your legs. I think some cat-cow are well in order after all of that. So just come over to your hands and knees. Wrists below the shoulders, knees beneath the hips, and then inhale, tummy drops down, chin lifts. Feel that lovely stretch on the front of your abdomen, and then exhale, come back into angry cat. Inhaling to come forward, exhaling to come back. Inhaling to come forward, exhaling to come back. It should feel like the nicest cat-cow you've done in a long time. Feel that real lengthening on the front of your torso. Oh, it feels good to me. Okay, inhale, come back forward into cow pose. One more time, really press the chest forward. And then exhale, release just to a neutral position. We'll find a child's pose briefly. Bring the knees as wide as you comfortably want to, toes together. Reach the arms forward, come into child's pose. Just let go of the weight of the head. Let go of the shoulders. Relax your abdomen. Soften across your low back. Just completely relax there. Make sure that you're not gripping on your shoulders. that you've let go of your abdomen. Relax your jaw. Relax your throat. And just beginning to let everything settle back down. Okay, from our child's pose, just walking the hands back in and then taking the shins to one side and then coming down onto our backs. So, final core challenge if you can bear it, if not just lie down. Otherwise, take the heels right to the top of your mat. Zip the calves together, zip the thighs together. So really strongly drawing the legs together helps you to be in control here. Lift the chest, arms forward. Make sure you're not collapsing here. Always think about lifting shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale slowly. Keep squeezing the legs together, it helps. As always, any discomfort in your back, you stop, of course. Shouldn't aggravate anything because you're engaging your core to protect. Okay, come down. And then once you've come down, just bring the knees in. Give yourself a little squeeze. Maybe you come to a bit of happy baby. Whatever little movements you feel that you need to take. And then coming to lie flat. Finding Savasana. Of course, not lying flat if it's not working for you. So, any comfortable recline position. And then start to relax. Soften your abdomen. Relax your facial muscles. And then just let go. Completely. Okay, now slowly beginning to bring your awareness back. Reach the arms up above the head. Have a full body stretch. And then maybe bend up the knees, bring them into your chest, give yourself a hug, take a twist. So whatever, any move, any stretch that feels nice. Well done, folks. And then when we're ready, just making our way to our right hand side and back up to seated when you're ready. So any seated position, cross legs or not. And then bringing the hands together. Taking a moment to relax the shoulders, soften your facial muscles. And just observing, feel the whole of your body as sensation. Take a nice long inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Namaste. Thank you. Well done. Happy Thursday. Nearly said Tuesday. Happy Thursday. I hope that was... Jill, I hope you weren't out for too long. She's gone again. She went in and out. Okay, hope we all have a lovely day. And I'll be
have a lovely day.
In the morning.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks, Caroline. Bye.
Bye. Bye.